What's up my loves, my name is Paige, this is Paige's Page, and today we're talking through the top 10 biggest books on my TBR. Hello! So previously I had made a video talking about the biggest books I had on my TBR, which was wildly inaccurate. So I had not actually documented my entire catalogue and being able to see the page numbers. It was just whatever Goodreads thought. So I have now made my entire TBR spreadsheet and can put in the accurate page numbers. Some of them might still be a little bit off, but this gives us at least a lot better of an indication than me just eyeballing things and figuring out what they are. I'm also not including the books that I have at my parents' place because I don't have easy access to them, so I don't usually include them on my main TBR, as they're more there to swap in and out as I feel so inclined. I do have it documented what they are, but I don't include them in that entire TBR spreadsheet, mostly because if I need to randomly generate it and it ends up there, I can't access it easily. So there are two books there that are over 1,000 pages because they are Lewis Carroll's collection as well as Charles Dickens. So there's a bind-up of a numerous amount of short stories and works in there, so they're not counted. The other two exceptions, so I know, bear with me, are two of Ash's books that I have no interest in reading, but they are on my TBR because they're here with us. But I have marked like 7 books, I think, as uninterested, and I don't want to read them, so I'm not going to. The first is actually the biggest book, and that's The Complete Tales of H.P. Lovecraft, which is 1,112 pages. And the other one is I Am Pilgrim by Terry Haynes. I just have no interest in reading it. It's 892 pages. So with that, the ones that are on my TBR that are active that I'm interested in, let's have a look at what those 10 are. I'm gonna work from my smallest book to my largest. So the smallest one that I have is Nicholas Nickleby by Charles Dickens. This edition is 777 pages long for the story, including the appendix and notes and all of that good fun stuff, is 817, which is larger than the next book I'm going to talk about. But for the story itself, it's 777 pages. Needing to take these things into consideration, so if they do have an appendices, that might not be counted on some page tally, but it might for others. It's not 100% accurate, but it's the best I've got. Number 10. Number 9 is The Modern Fairy Tales by Holly Black. This is Tithe, Valiant and Ironside all bound into one, and this is 795 pages. So this looks a lot thicker than that amount of pages. So it's dependent on the format, shape, style of the book, whether it be a mass market paperback, a B format trade, hardcover, bind up of 3, a collection, or including notes and appendices. That may influence the actual size of the book, but yeah. This one is 795. Then we hit Robin Hobb with Fool's Fate, and my edition of this is 805 pages. So it's definitely getting up there. I feel like if it was in mass market, it would definitely be a lot more than that, but because it's in the tall trade, it's only 805 pages. And this is the third in the Tawny Man trilogy, so there's a lot of backstory to lead up to this. I'm so nervous to actually get to this. So number 7 is Serpent of the Empire by Raymond E. Feist and Jenny Wirtz. I don't know anything about this story, I just know that it's feisty, so I picked it up. This cover is interesting. With it being a mass market paperback, it definitely is on the chunky side and coming in at 827 pages. That's a lot of pages. From Fool's Fate, we will be able to count any of these for March of the Mammoths, which is a yearly readathon to tackle books over 800 pages. So, oh, it's concerning, but that's why I'm putting this video out now. Not that I'm participating in it this year, but I've got myself accountable. Number 6 is Inheritance by Christopher Paolini. This comes into 849 pages of story and 860 with the additional information in the back. So like pronunciation guides and things like that. This is the last in the Inheritance cycle. I also do want to get to this year, which is very daunting. Very, very daunting. But I feel like it's going to be a fun time. Number 5 is Mistress of the Empire, which is book 3 in the Empire trilogy, the second being The Servant of the Empire. Again, interesting cover in mass market paperback. So this one comes in at 860 pages and will conclude the series. 2 of them 2 of them are over 800 pages. What the fuck? So it's going to be a very interesting time when I finally do get to this series, but I don't plan on getting to it for a little while. Number 4 is The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt. I've sat on The Secret History, which is over 500 pages, so now I can sit on this one. I really don't know anything about it. Is it art theft? Maybe? Who knows? But this one comes in at 864 pages. Fuck, that's big. Number 3 is The Account of Monte Cristo by Alexandra Dumas, and this has 875 pages of story, and including all the extras at the end, comes to 894 pages, which blows my mind. Oh, fuck! Oh! Oh god! The text size is another consideration. Please, pray for my fucking soul. I'm gonna die. I'm going to die. Like, my body will not exist on this earth for much longer. Whoo! Hot diggity damn! That seems to be the smallest text. Smallest text type out of this lot so far. So I feel like this could actually potentially be the longest book because of the text size. This is nuts. Absolutely nuts. Number 2 is 1Q84 by Murakami, and this is a bind-up of 3 books as well, and totals to 925 pages. The text in this is a decent size, so it's not like large, but it's definitely not as small as that monstrosity that I just held up. So, also being 3 books in one, you can sort of take a break. I wouldn't count it as completed until I finished all 3, but you can take a brain break between the different books and be able to tackle it that way. This is heavy. And then the biggest book currently on my TBR that I actively want to read is The Plains of Passage by Jean M. Orr. And this comes in to 975 pages. And I'm reading it this year. This will be done this year. This one is also, because it's mass market, the text is quite small and there are no margins, or very limited margins. So also, so much fun. Why do I do this? Why do I make this video? I don't have to, but here we are. I would rather remain oblivious. This is the book with the most amount of pages in my collection, here where we are. None of my parents that I want to read. Holy fuck. I'm having an existential crisis. Please, please, for the love of God, pray for me. This is all self-inflicted. This is my hobby. So we're not going to attempt that again. So, those were the biggest books of my TBR. Let me know in the comments. Should I try to tackle these next year? Am I just going to cry into my tea? Shall I host chunk-alongs for the ones that I can? Let me know your thoughts down below. I'm currently holding 5 mammoth books from toppling off my lap. If you like this video and all the chaos that is involved in my life, feel free to give it a big thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more of this mess, feel free to subscribe. And I'll hopefully see you in my next video, if I survive. Bye!